Hi, this is a walkthrough of Gemma CogniVault, an air-gapped, privacy-first document intelligence platform built for the Gemma 4 challenge. Everything you're seeing is actually running locally on this device, and if I hover over my Wi-Fi connection button, you can see it's not connected, so there's no internet connection whatsoever connected to this application right now. Inference is actually served locally via Ollama using Gemma 4.4EB model and embedding Gemma model. The tech stack I used for putting together this project, for the rack system, I had Ollama, Gemma 4.4EB and embedding Gemma for LLM and embeddings, and Strands helps me as an agentic framework. The back end is powered by Python and Fast API. For the front end, whatever we're seeing the UI is actually powered by React 19 TypeScript. Vite is the build tool, and for the state, I use the TanStack query to manage querying and state, and also Framer Motion and Tailwind CSS for this beautiful UI UX experience. With Gemma CogniVault, you can actually chat with your documents, and see how the AI actually reasons. You could see where is exactly this information comes from your ingested documents. And apart from text-based documents, you could also work together with images and query them thanks to the vision capabilities of the Gemma 4 models. Ingestion actually takes place here in the Knowledge Base Center. The Privacy Vault audit confirms the fact that there is absolutely no internet connection. It shows you the number of documents you've ingested, the chunks, it shows the index size and when the last ingestion took place, and also, of course, the model host and the port it's running on, so that you could actually verify if there's internet connection. And here is where you actually drop documents to be ingested. More on that later. And you have your documents, you could split them into categories for yourself to organize based on your interest and categories of your choice. The study hub is actually very interesting, and where you could generate quizzes on the fly. Also, there's a workshop creator where you could actually query the uploaded documents and generate workshops on the fly. There's the flashcards, where you could actually generate flashcards, clickable flashcards from your ingested documents. And finally, having like mind maps, or having documents summarized in the form of mind maps, then this section is going to be very, very useful for you. The last section, which I would love to first of all show, is the dashboard. On the dashboard, there's actually a track record of how much study time you've spent. It shows you your study sessions, your streak, and there's actually an achievements section here where you actually see your achievements just as a form of motivation, and activity heat map, where you could actually see in GitHub style how you progress through a span of 90 days. So this is great. So like, as you can see, for today, I actually did some testing, and this is my record. So if the dark mode is not your thing, of course there is a lighter mode. To me, I prefer the dark mode. Okay, now that we have had like a run through of these various parts of Gemma CogniVault, I would love to demonstrate how I actually ingested and worked with those documents, and how you as a user can also do same. So I'm going to begin first of all by acquiring 2 documents, and then I upload them. But on a personal note, I'm actually an IT trainer, and I read a lot of documentation. I read, I interact a lot with private information. That's what inspired me to do this Gemma CogniVault project. So I'm going to actually go to some sources of information for Gemma 4. I'd already opened the website before I turned off the internet connection, so all of this is actually cached already. So let's start by ingesting these fresh documents to see the back-end pipeline in action. So on this pop-up window, this is actually where you either create a new category for your documents or you use an existing one. So I'm going to look if we have an existing category. Because I already tested, we have Gemma 4. So I'm going to put this document into it. It's called Gemma 4 Challenge. So I'm going to upload, and please pay attention to the terminal. Nice. Great. So as you can see, there was ingestion, and what happens when a file is uploaded, CogniVault actually triggers a DBOS checkpoint. So it's durable, and if I refresh this application, this process is not going to be disturbed or interrupted. So it actually has like checkpointed workflows. And we also run like an SSH identity check on the files. And if I upload the same file twice, it's going to actually overwrite just the chunks that are old and replace them with the new ones with the soft delete and replace functionality. Okay, that was the drag and that was the I used the browser files button. I'm going to drag and drop the next one so that we can proceed. So after ingesting the documents, then of course the next logical thing is to go and then you chat with them. From the chat interface, you could use this all documents filter to actually filter based on category to get the best results out of your documents. So this actually streams the model's raw internal chain of thought. If I click here and maybe zoom in, you are now going to see how the model reasons. And believe me, for users in highly regulated sectors like the education or legal compliance, this provides total auditability into how the AI calculates an answer before trusting the output. So the model, as you can see, it actually lists the files, that were involved in this chat. And this is our context window. So from here, it's great. You can see exactly where or which files were involved and where they were. And of course, you could open this. You could open the actual PDF. If I click here, this is the document that was used. What you could also do apart from that is you could work with images. So yeah, you could also query images, and that is thanks to the vision capability of the model. So it's able to interpret that. So there's a lot more that I could show, but I would love to also demonstrate the other parts of the application. So I'm going to now go to the study hub. So let's begin by testing the quiz process. The quiz is done based on the Gemma 4 challenge document we selected, and actually other models will struggle to give structured outputs like this, which power these 4 modes which we saw, but not Gemma 4. But thanks to Gemma 4, CogniVault eliminates the constraints of generating structured JSON fragments. Once you have like this quiz, if you love to save the quiz to reuse it, maybe to print it out, you could export the quiz. Let's return to our study hub. There's the workshop creator, which is also very interesting. I already created some workshops. So I hope the demonstration was interesting enough and has captured your curiosity. Thank you very much for watching.